Yeah.
All right. How did you yourself begin radio? And at what point were you like, oh shit, like I am fucking exceptionally good, and I can, you know, I can do this forever. What made you make that decision?
I just lucked into radio. I was never knew what I wanted to do, when really radio is what I wanted to do all the time. I just didn't really know it. And I was like 30, and the Power Pig was coming on in Tampa, which was they had a sister station, which was the AM 970 AM WFLA, and I was a talk radio fan at the time, and I was listening to them, and the program director for 93.3 came on, and I was like, this guy's crazy. This guy's doing out-of-the-box stuff that I've never heard in radio. And so I just went and typed up a phony resume, with jokes and everything, and I sent it in. And lo and behold, like 2 days later, Mark Chase is calling me on the radio. He said, hey, come down here, dude, and just hang out, man. I saw your resume, liked it. Come and hang out. And I weaseled my way in and started writing stuff, and they really liked it. And it wasn't until, I was on the morning show, but it wasn't successful on 93.3. And then MJ Kelly came in, and we had no chemistry, and he just wanted to tell me what to do. And I was like, I'm used to writing everything on my own. And so I went to Iowa, thought I was going to be successful, thought I was doing a great show, but Iowa's a different ball game for people who are controversial and dirty. So they kicked us out of, I had my own show. They kicked us out after 8 months. And then when I hooked up with Bubba, and after like the first year or maybe two, when we started getting the traction and people were really digging, the Ned stuff and all that stuff, I was like, that's when I realized that I could do this, and I'm pretty fucking good at it.
You bring up Ned, and like all of my broken hearts from radio come from you guys. The day I realized he wasn't real, that, like, I swear to God, the only thing I can explain, like, compare it to is, I live in California, when Kobe died. Like, it was, like, I cried, but the second greatest pain was Ned dying. Like, I didn't know. I was so convinced for the longest time, and then I you sort of figure it out, and like the Ned character is so brilliant. Like, how did that come about?
Kind of on a lark. When I was in Iowa, I was doing some prank calls, and that was just like, that was the voice I would use to do prank calls, and that was the name, but it really wasn't a character. And then when I got fired and came back to Tampa, started doing mornings with Bubba, and I gave him a call and said, this is it's a prank call, and this is the voice I use. And the next thing I know, he's like starting to talk to me like I'm a real person. We hadn't even planned, we never planned anything on that show. And so all of a sudden I was a real person, and I was Ned, and it just slowly evolved. And it was I think we did a masterful job of never letting the cat out of the bag, and never, not for years and years. We played it 100% real, and almost everybody believed it. Almost everybody believed it.
Did ever people come up to you, like, when in the height of things, and ask you, like, hey, like, just celebrities, like, is Ned real? Did they ever?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. I would get that. And I would just, be very vague. You hear him on the radio, don't you? You hear him, and we would do things where we would talk, at the same time and do bits together. And I think we did a really good job.
Were you interviewed them? I remember that vaguely back in the day.
When what? Oh, yeah.
You interviewed Ned.
Yeah, we did all kind of stuff like that, and people believed it, and they loved it. He did a masterful job, and, we were pretty good at dancing together on that. But, it was a little frustrating, after like 10 years, and since it's it's not like Ali G, where that he's playing all these characters, Sacha Baron Cohen. It's like, I'd go up to people and they'd be go, oh yeah, Manson, we like you, Manson, but man, that Ned's, he's the man. And it's like, well, that's me, fucking me. You like me better than me, and I don't, you don't even understand it. It's really me. It does get in your head a little bit.
Well, do you have resentment towards them?
No, God, I love the character. I mean, I love the character dearly. I love that character. I think it was the greatest character in radio. And I give credit where credit's due. It was created, we molded it on the air and made it. It was a masterful job, but I love the character. I do him. I do a show every Friday for 3 hours, 8 to 11 is Ned, and I get drunk and I get high and I get crazy and do 10 parody songs, and I got a real strong loyal group of people who love it. I'm just bad at marketing. I got the best fucking show streaming every day for 3 hours, and very few people know about it. So in a couple of years, when I get the marketing down, look out.
I think you take that Ned character on TikTok, you take that Ned character on Instagram, and in very short clips and just being shocking, you have yourself gold mining, brother. I promise you that.
Yeah, I know. It's like doing that. You wouldn't have any. It's just me, and it's my wife, and it's my 28-year-old son, and a couple friends and a couple other family members stop by occasionally, but you wouldn't believe how hard it is to just fill 21 hours as 3 people. And my wife is, she's got a job. So it's basically just me, and my son just trying to fill it. Because I've heard the other morning show, major morning shows talk about it's really hard to fill the time. And it's like, yeah, and you try to fill the time during riots and COVID and try to be funny.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
Sucks. If you ever need anything, I am more than happy to help you, just as a fan, as a person that respects you and what you've accomplished for the world in radio. I have no problem, helping with a poster or two, or making a little video for you to help market yourself.
We would I'll appreciate anything anybody could do for me, because
right.
we're pretty good people, and we're trying to make it being honest and giving a good product, which isn't really great business model, because everybody in this day and age is just cheating and trolling everybody.
Oh,
but
it's fucking horrible.
We put out a good product and we bust ass, 5-6 days a week. So, and it's growing. It's just slow. So as soon as I start learning how to market, everything I do, I believe, is going to be the next greatest thing in the world. And every project I've ever undertaken, I put my heart and soul in it, and that's what I'm doing with this. And I'm not a big Nick Saban fan, but one of his quotes is, "Don't focus on the results, focus on the process." And I'm just going to keep doing good shit till somebody finds it.
That's fucking awesome. I believe in you, brother. If anybody can do it, it's you.
Well, thank you very much, Tim.